It's not looking good for Donald Trump right now. He's physically and cognitively deteriorating before our eyes. He's wearing makeup on his neck, on both of his hands to hide the rashes and the discoloration. It appeared yesterday a foul smell emanating from him when he was with the Miami Football Club. He brought in the Miami soccer team and started talking about the war in front of them. And then he started saying how handsome they were, but that he doesn't like good-looking men, and he wanted them to know he doesn't like good-looking men. It's really just atrocious what was happening yesterday. And then we also learned that Donald Trump has not been really exercising any decision-making authority at all over the Defense Department. There was the Undersecretary of Defense, a guy by the name of Elbridge Colby, who testified yesterday in the House of Representatives and earlier in the week before the United States Senate. And he kept on talking about decision-making frameworks that he utilizes, that the Department of Defense utilizes to make decisions. And then the members of Congress from both parties were just asking him, so what about you carrying out Donald Trump's view? What's Donald Trump's order? What's Donald Trump's plan? What did Donald Trump ask you to do? Why was this decision made? Why was that decision made? And Elbridge Colby's like, well, I'm not really sure, but I'll have to consult with the decision matrix that we use. And the lawmakers were like, a decision matrix that was used? What are you talking? What were you told to do? I'm going to have to look at the decision matrix, as though Donald Trump has no clue at all what the hell is going on around him, whether it's dementia or dementia-like symptoms or something else. Donald Trump is out there talking about golden ballrooms and triumphal arches and how do you like my performance? Did I do a really good performance here? That's how Donald Trump's referring to the war. Now, did I do a good performance? He called up like Jonathan Karl and other reporters. You like my performance? And then what was it? 2 or 3 days ago when he was in the Oval Office with the Chancellor of Germany, Friedrich Merz, Donald Trump is like, my mom was from the UK and my dad, Fred, he was born in Germany. Your dad was not born in Germany, Donald. He was born in New York City in 1905. I mean, we are watching someone's cognitively fried brain further deteriorate while our troops are put in harm's way. And we have the Department of Defense, which unlawfully refers to itself as the Department of War, utilizing like AI and decision matrices to try to extrapolate what the hell Donald Trump means from all of his deranged behavior. Let me just show you here what Donald Trump said earlier this week, saying that his dad was born in Germany when his dad was born in the United States. I mean, pretty basic thing to screw up there. Here, play this clip.
That country, UK, and I love that country. I love it. My mother was born there. I love it. My mother was born there. My father was born, right? He knows all about my father. My father was born there. So, there are places that you sort of automatically very, very feel warmly about. But the UK, what they're doing with energy and what they're doing with immigration is horrible.
And then when Donald Trump held this press conference yesterday about the war, he did it in front of the Miami soccer team. And Donald Trump looks around and says, look at all these good-looking people. Look at these good-looking. I don't like good-looking men. I don't like good-looking men. Here, play this clip.
These are good-looking people. Marco, I don't like good-looking men. You don't feel so good about yourself standing up here.
And then he goes on to talk about how gas prices are very low right now. Maybe a little detour, but they're very low. No, gas prices are going through the roof right now. Play this clip.
To the Gulf, as you know, pretty dangerous territory. Further action to reduce pressure on oil is imminent, and the oil seems to have pretty much stabilized. We had it very low, but I had to take this little detour if it's okay with everybody. Scott, it's okay with you?
And then Donald Trump started posting videos on the White House account, or they were posted on his behalf, saying justice the American way. And it was videos of the movie Gladiator, videos of the movie Transformers, videos of Star Wars and the Sith Lord, videos of, just random movies. I mean, what the heck is going on here? Here's a photo of Donald Trump, by the way, with the German chancellor. You can see the angles of their body right there. So let me show you what went down during this questioning by Congressmember Bill Keating to that Undersecretary of Defense, Elbridge Colby, where Keating's like, who made the decision? Who is making these decisions right here? He's specifically talking about a decision to stop providing arms to Ukraine that were promised to Ukraine. Remember, they stopped over the summer, and then Donald Trump's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do that. And so it's like, who is making these decisions? Watch this moment right here. Let's play this clip.
Well, I'm asking you, who the hell made that decision that endangered so many people's lives?
Sir, there's a memorandum.
Everyone's, you're like the three monkeys.
There is
see no evil, hear no evil.
The alleged pause, I'm not in a position to order a pause. I didn't order.
Then who did?
Presume to order a pause. I don't actually know.
The president
I'm not
didn't
sure.
by his own
we
admission.
can get back to you with a more detailed answer.
How can you be in your position?
But one thing I can
in your
say,
office, sir. This is your office. This is your responsibility.
Right. I'm a
and
policy
you can't tell
advisor,
me
sir.
who made a decision like that jeopardized the lives of so many people.
The framework in the memorandum is not designed to.
I don't want the framework.
That's what we provide.
Again for a second.
And sir,
I asked you.
What
I didn't ask you about the framework. You're trying to talk over me.
It's
my
which has
question
provided
to you.
Ukraine
Who?
an ongoing way with weapons. In fact, sold by the United States in line with presidential intent, which
all right. Let me move on
with.
here.
And I had the privilege to represent the Department of the USCG last month.
Then I'll show you another moment here where Elbridge Colby was being examined here at this during this committee, and he kept on going back to like I'll have to look at my decision matrix. I'll have to go back to my memo that we wrote, and it's like, no, where are our brigades? Who's making these orders? Who's doing these things? I want you to watch as this went down. Play this clip.
Okay, so we will not be dropping below 4 brigades in EUCOM in the foreseeable future.
Sir, I want to be careful to preserve the president's decision space, and I'd have to go back and specifically look at what the president said and the instructions he's given us. But my point is that we will absolutely. I make it a point of pride and a point of focus to ensure that we're tightly aligned. We do that through, I particularly through Secretary Hegseth, who's with the president every day. So we have a very, very tight alignment with the president. And this is his defense strategy. This is his War Department, obviously with the Congress, needless to say. But you can rest assured, sir, that we are in tight alignment with President.
I have a real concern about that. When 2 days after the president said there'd be no significant changes in U.S. force posture, you announced that you were taking a brigade out of there. But now,
I would just stress, sir, that the Department of War, and I would once again stress that I'm not in the chain of command. So those decisions, I'm not even, and I don't presume to a level of authority that I have not been given by the Congress and the President. Okay. So I just, I'm here to represent the Department of War. These are decisions by the Department of War under presidential guidance.
Look, and then you had Republican Congress member Mike Turner asking again, the Undersecretary of Defense, Elbridge Colby, that's the title, Undersecretary of Defense. He's the number 2 in the whole Defense Department, right? He's Hegseth's right-hand guy. So he's actually the one in charge of these decisions. And here you have Mike Turner saying, what the hell is going on here? Who's in charge? Who's telling you to do these things? Is Trump ordering you to do these things? What in the world is going on here? Here, play this clip.
And I want to just say, I want to agree with the chairman. What's been so difficult and which is really kind of gross sitting here listening to you is the chairman has said he feels like you're dishonest, right? And you have been so disingenuous. Every time you answer a question, you feel this need to just continue on in this, in these clarifications that are really very unnecessary. And that this clarifications that you give make us all concerned about your commitment to the truth. And I want to give you some of those clarifications that make me uncertain and really very concerned about the policy making within the department. You talk about the Trump administration when people ask you questions about the president's decision making. When we're asking about President Trump, you redefine it as the Trump administration. You say our decisions are aligned with the president, as if you're reinterpreting the president's decision making. I want to know about the president's decision making, not you being your interpretation about being aligned. So Tell me you're not trying to make decisions where you're just divining an alignment with the president and interpretation that President Trump is the one making decisions. Because up here, we're losing confidence as to whether or not Mr. Colby's going into a room and trying to decide whether or not he's aligned with the president or whether or not President Trump's making decisions because.
Then Donald Trump talked about how in his own mind, he's getting phone calls. They're calling to say, how do we make a deal? Referring to Iran. They're calling me. They're all calling me and saying, I want to make a deal. Here, play this clip.
I said, what's left? But they're tough and they want to fight. And they're calling. They're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late. And we want to fight now more than they do.
And you all realize how humiliating this is? That then the Iranian foreign minister, Arghchi, he goes on and he's like, yeah, we're not calling you. We've made no call. And he's going on American media, NBC, to say, yeah, we're not making any phone calls at all. Here, watch this.
Is Iran privately talking to U.S. officials right now through back channels?
No.
There's no communication with you and Steve Witkoff or Jared Kushner?
No, not after Thursday that we met last time. We met last Thursday. We negotiated for almost 7 hours. They were so happy when they left the negotiation table because we were able to make significant progress, as the Omani foreign minister said in his statement, and he checked his statement with both sides, and both sides agreed with the term he used, and we were made really significant progress. They were happy when they left, but I don't know what happened after they left.
You got Donald Trump saying on a scale from 1 to 10, the Iranian war right now is a 15. We'll play this clip.
And we're doing very well on the war front, to put it mildly, I would say. Somebody said, on a scale of 10, where would you rate it? I said about a 15. And we're going to continue to do well. We have the greatest military in the world by far.
And then lately, Donald Trump continues to talk about how he doesn't think he's going to heaven. And lots of people are wondering, by saying you're not going to heaven, like, are you thinking about death a lot lately? Are you thinking about your own demise? One of the reasons Donald Trump gave for invading Iran is he said that the Ayatollah was going to kill him. So he had to kill the Ayatollah first. That was one of the things that Trump said. And he keeps talking about death and dying. And is he going to die soon? And is he going to go to heaven? And then today he brought in all these like religious extremists who he surrounds himself with. And they did like this weird prayer for him. Play this clip.
We pray for your continued blessing and favor to rest upon him. We pray for wisdom from heaven to flood his heart, his mind, and Lord, you will guide him.
In addition to bringing in the Miami team, Donald Trump also brought in Alex Rodriguez, former baseball player. He brought in A-Rod. Why are you bringing in A-Rod? We're at a war. What the hell are you doing? Oh, in front of the Miami team, he also started whining that the election was rigged. He goes, it's rigged. It's all rigged. Here, play this clip right here.
I didn't know that I'd be the president during this because the election was rigged and stolen, and I had to do it all again. And then I said, hey, wait a minute. I just got soccer/football, and I just got the Olympics. So we got most important. I took credit for those two. Then I tried to take credit for 250 years, and it didn't play well at all with the press.
And then, again, the day or two ago where he was supposed to be addressing the war, he started talking about the drapes and the ballroom and what great drapes and what a great ballroom he has. Here, play this clip.
See that nice drape? When that comes down right now, you see a very, very deep hole. But in about a year and a half from now, you're going to see a very, very beautiful building. And there's your entrance to it right there. In fact, it looks so nice, I think I'll save money on the doors because it can't get more beautiful than that. I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold, but I think we can save a lot of money. I just saved curtains. But, and it'll be spectacular. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom. I believe it because I built many a ballroom. I believe it's going to be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. And when you hear all that hammering out there, you know why the First Lady is not thrilled exactly. She said, will the pile drivers ever stop? You know, they go from 6 in the morning till 11:30 in the evening. Can you imagine? Here? You know what? To me, that's a beautiful sound. She doesn't like it. I love it. You know what? To me, other than here, because we're donating it, not a penny to the taxpayer.
And finally, I want to give you just the full exchange so you could see it yourself of Congressmember Keating examining the Undersecretary of Defense, Elbridge Colby, just so you could see it for yourself. Here, play this clip.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Colby, you said throughout this hearing that you're consulting with the president, the vice president regularly, great conversations. In fact, you said that you don't do, this is, I think, your earlier testimony today, you do not do anything not aligned with the president. So I have a question for you. In last July, it was reported that your office suspended U.S. weapons shipments to Ukraine, including but not limited to precision-guided rockets, 155 munitions, and Patriot missiles. And this risked Ukraine lives. It undermined our credibility, not just with Ukraine, but with our allies, the 50 countries that are part of this alliance. And it made it harder to get to an end to this war. And this decision seemingly took place out of nowhere. Now, this took place at your office, yet the president was asked about this a few days later in the Oval Office, and he denied making any order to suspend this. He said, I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I'll give the order, but I haven't done that yet. So the president, who you're in consultation with all the time and you're always aligned with, well, he disagreed with this. He said he didn't do anything. He said it didn't happen, even though it did. And it's your office. So tell us who made that decision. Did the president make the decision the way he alluded to, or did you make that decision? Now, the president said from the Oval Office that he didn't make that decision. So who did? Who made that decision that caused such great risk that I just outlined to you? Was it you, sir?
Would you like
Since
me to
it's
answer,
your
sir,
office.
or no? Yeah. Would you like me to answer or no, sir?
You're ready.
Okay. Well, let me just clarify something, sir. I'm particularly focused on my interactions with the secretary who interacts with the president. So just to be clear, not to overstate my access to the president, I wouldn't presume to do so. But obviously, we make a point of staying.
Well,
I make personal
you don't
point of
appear
staying.
in concert with the president on this.
I'm aligned, totally aligned with presidential intent.
Well, then explain.
I can answer your question.
Explain
sir.
how you weren't aligned in this instance.
Well, sir, I think we are aligned, and I'll get to that in a second. First of all, I'm not in the chain of command, so I can't order something, and I wouldn't.
It was your office. So tell me who made that suspension decision.
So there is a memorandum, as has been described before, that lays out a framework for making intelligent decisions.
No, I don't want this. Listen.
That the secretary can recommend to the president. And then, sir, what we've done, and
I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chairman. Listen, you're getting a chance maybe that you're not getting all morning to deal with a specific instance, a specific time that requires a clear-cut answer. So don't give me policy or framework.
Well,
I'm asking you, who the hell made that decision that endangered so many people's lives?
Sir, there's a memorandum.
Everyone's, you're like the three monkeys.
There is
see no evil, hear no evil.
The alleged pause, we did not, I'm not in a position to order a pause. I didn't order
Then
a pause.
who did?
Presume to order a pause. I don't actually know.
The president
I'm not
didn't
sure.
by his own
We
admission.
can get back to you with a more
How can
detailed
you
answer.
be in your position?
But one thing I can
in your
say-
office, sir. This is your office. This is your responsibility.
Right. I'm a
and
policy
you can't tell
advisor,
me
sir.
who made a decision like that jeopardized the lives of so many people.
The framework in the memorandum is not designed to.
I don't want the framework.
That's what we provide.
Again for a second.
And sir,
I asked you.
What I've
I didn't
provided
ask you about the
we've been
framework.
very
You're trying to
involved
talk
in the
over me.
Pearl Initiative,
It's my
which has
question
provided
to you.
Ukraine
Who?
in an ongoing way with weapons. In fact, sold by the United States in line with presidential intent, which I
all right. Let me move on here.
And I had the privilege
let
to
me move
represent
on
the
with the
Department
chairman
at
asked
the
a
UDCG
question
last
of
month.
you about the movement of troops just days before we were going to have something in the national and the NDAA requiring consultation with us. But you moved 700 to 1,000 troops out of Romania. Why Romania?
Sir, we made the Secretary ordered a decision, obviously in line with presidential intent, to repurpose our forces based on.
Well, let me ask you a
advice that I
question
just
because
talked
I'm
about
running
with
out
the
of time.
chairman as
Let me
well.
ask you a question.
So,
Are you have good conversations with the vice president? Were you aware that the vice president gave scathing attack on Romania about their elections in Munich? Did that have anything to do why Romania was singled out for these troops to be moved?
Sir, I'm not going to go into particular deliberations, but we make the decisions.
That's what you're
we make
here
the
for, sir.
recommendations
With all
to
due
the Secretary
respect,
and ultimately
you're
the
here
President
in front of
based
this
on
committee.
military logic
I'm
in
sorry.
line with the
You said I'm not going to
national
give
defense strategy
information
and
about
national security
deliberations.
strategy.
Then what are you doing here in front of us?
I'm trying to communicate with you, sir.
Well, you're not doing a good job. I yield back.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. And thank you all so much for watching. Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.